Hello, good evening and happy Sunday. You are here with me, Sandra Roberts, Sandra Salmon Craft Studio. We are going to make, I'm going to share with you a project that's been done several times. And just get my cameras ready. There's a message, a red light coming up there. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, yeah, I've shared it many times and I've adjusted it over recent months to make it more economical to cut. So I'm going to get you down onto the table. I'm going to walk you through and I'll show you how I do the box this time. And I've shared it recently with about 65 demos in the UK. Over in Reading, I went over there for a demo-led event, a manager-led event, and I was asked to present an object, a 3D object, and I thought this was a perfect one to share. So I'm now going to share it with everybody because it's out there anyway. So let me get you down and show you. There we go. So we're going to take a sheet of cardstock. I'm going to do, what am I going to do? The one I did for the event, I did in the basic beige as the base colour, and then with some whisper white, basic white. Now, they were the colours we were given, and they all had a sheet of our green and gold, Season of Green and Gold designer series paper. Beautiful, beautiful papers. My ladies have used that today, and they've made a few of these boxes as well as what part of their projects. So I'm going to take one of these. I have got some strips here in another packet, and if I just take that one out, I'm going to use this as my middle layer, and I'm going to use the Mossy Meadow as my base. Hi ladies, there we go. Good evening everybody. Sorry, I've been busy making Christmas cards. Only another 16 to make. Well done, Debbie. I haven't written a single card yet. Yeah, it's time's running out, isn't it? We are the 1st of December today, folks. If you hadn't realised it had crept up that quickly. Hi Angela, hi Gillian, hi Anne, New Zealand. So I am going to make the actual box for this. I'm going to make from one sheet of our A4 card. Now, obviously our New Zealand, you're the same as us, you're metric. Any of my American friends that join in will just have to judge it just a little bit. Okay, so I have done instructions, and I have only done them in centimetres. So this was the instructions I gave out for the event. So they are here, and I will be putting a link up for that. For any of my customers would get that for free anyway. But I will find a way of getting that up for everybody to be able to access. So if you can't find it anywhere, then just drop me a line and I will ping it back to you. So we're going to start off along the top here by scoring at 7.5 centimetres, and that goes up there, or the whole length of the A4 card, the whole length. Okay, then we're going to move it across to 15, and we're going to score again, and then we're going to have to open the arm up. We want to cut on 16 centimetres, which is right on this join, right at the end of the trimmer. Okay, so we're going to open that up. We want to go right on that crack in the middle there, just where that gap is. All right, so that's 16, and we're going to cut. Now this piece we can discard. We really don't need that. You can use that for something else, another craft project. So that's going over there. Now when we turn this, basically we've made two sides and then two sides. We'll cut this in half. It's entirely up to you which way you like to do it. If for ease, I would say chop this in half. So this is on my 2 red dots, remember. I have red dots on here. I put some more on customers' trimmers today. So a new lady had got a new trimmer, and one of the other customers, I'd taken off the plastic and put her dots on. I have these 2 dots on here. There's just a Sharpie pen. 10.5 is half of the width of our paper. So this way it's half of that width. And this one at 14.85 is half this long length. So I'm going to cut this in half for you just to show you. I think it might be easier to understand. This is going to end up being like so. We've got to do one more score line first. So with them both facing the same way, we're going to just score at 10 centimetres. So score at 10 and score at 10. Okay, so then from these two pieces, we'll just pop this out of the way for a minute. And thanks to whoever it was here today. I've got a feeling it was Sam. just said, have I done this one online? I was saying, what are you doing online tonight? I don't know. So she said, have you done this? And I thought, well, no, but it's out there in the big wide world. So I'm going to share it from me as I created this layout. So I've just burnished all those edges there, and we've got these two pieces on the same, facing the same way. Let's find a pair of scissors. I've got one there without the cover on. So we're going to remove these corner pieces here, this little tiny piece. So it's easy just to snip that. I do need my glasses, sorry. And we're going to snip this little one out as well. I'm going to cut them up there and take that one out. Okay, so bin that one, bin there, and this little corner here. So a lot of standard with a lot of boxes, you just take away the smallest corner. Okay, so that's that piece. So these two here, we just want to taper them slightly. So if I come up to the camera, we're just going to angle that a little bit and take that away, angle that and take that bit away. Okay, and the same on the other one. So snip that one out and snip that one out. Okay, so that's that done. Now the last thing we need to do is just to slit up these middle ones here, just up to that score line that's going across. Okay, so we're going to snip up there, all the way up. Now our paper snips are the best. They literally really sharp point all the way to the end, and it literally snips into that point there. No messing about. You don't have to go all the way in and make sure you only stop where you need to. They will snip right to the tip. I do sell a lot of them because they are just the bee's knees. They are perfect for the job. Now, I would have it's up to you whether you want to use tape or Tombow. I've got my multi-purpose Tombow glue here. I haven't used this today, so let me just get it running. Just trust it that this was the usable one. Oh, yes, that's there. Okay, so just squeeze some of that out. So we're just going to put it along that flap there, just one of them. Okay, and then just place this up to the fold and line that up there. Take the bone folder and just crease that down there. That's made one long piece now. Now I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to have us decorate that individually on the panels here like so. But I've got one more piece I need to cut. I had already cut a piece, I think, but I'll start one from scratch. Just a sec. I've got a whole sheet here. I'm just going to take another piece out. So for our lid, we're going to need to take another piece. Now I need half a piece of this, so you can actually make two in one. So I need 10.5 centimeters, which is again on that little red dot, and I need it 7.5 this way. So if I score this, cut this, sorry, at 7.5 strips coming across. So that's going to do, that piece would do me 1, 2, well that makes 4, won't it, across there. So 4, 8 lids from one piece, which is really good going. So by 10.5, okay, I'll take that, that's another size lid for another day. So if I make this one quickly, I am going to score at 1 centimetre at one end and turn it round, and the other piece is going to have, this one needs to go on the 8.5. The reason I did that over there is if you have 1 centimetre here, you've got nothing to hold really. To keep it in place. So it's easy to use these numbers on here. I think I've mentioned that a few times recently. Use your numbers, make use of them over there. Now the width of these were all 7.5, so we want 7.5 in the middle. So with the centimetre there, we want this to be on 8.5 centimetres in total, and we'll score again. We can absolutely figure out Imperial here in the US. Thanks, Joy, well done. Angela, you were here today, you've made one of these. So there is my lid, and that's going to be the width of one of those panels. Okay, simply. This is going to be the hinge at the back, and this is going to be the little tuck down flap. Okay, so I'm going to burnish these folds as well. Just any creased edges, we just like to burnish those. Okay, so that's where we are. This is actually the lid. So this is the piece where we're going to put the glue. So the 1 centimetre piece. If we just put some glue on there. It's really simple to get this out of the way. I'm going to use one of the middle center panels here, and I'm going to line this up on the top there. Okay, and just pop that in there, like so. Okay, we can burnish that down. Make sure that it's flush with the edge here when you open it up, so it's going to come down like so. And if you want to just make sure they're going to come in, these are all going to come like so. And that's how our box is going to look. But we want the right side at the moment, so we'll leave that be. And we'll turn that over. Now, before I go on, I am just going to use a corner rounder. Now, I have got a different brand here. I've had this one for years. Our edges of our lid that are going to be popped into the box need to be corner rounded. So this is an old one that I've had for donkey's years. The Stampin' Up ones, we have got some retired ones. I can't think of one that's current at the moment. So that's my base piece at the moment. If you are craft fair people, thanks Pam. If you are craft fair people and you want to make some to sell at craft fairs, if you were to make it to that level and then pop it into a Polly Pocket, an office Polly Pocket that you can store documents in, then you would be able to fully decorate. Sorry, I'm just all those little bits coming out. Fully decorate it, completely finished, and then file them away nice and flat. And then when you need to build them on the day, you're going to be able to just tuck these in, glue those together, glue that together, and there's your box finished. Okay, but so it's multi-purpose really. What I'm now going to do is take you across to the other pieces and make the layers, cut the layers to go on these panels. I'll pop that out of the way. And I'm going to use that basic beige for the middle panel. Okay, so again, we're going to use one long column down here, and I believe it was 9. Let me just double check. Middle layer, 9, yeah. 9 centimetres down this way, so line that up on there, and we're going to check top and bottom and cut at 9. Okay, I'll put that to one side. We will need one more piece for the lid. So then we're going to turn this way, and we're going to cut that at 6.5 centimetres. So we're going to go 6.5 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bit of fluff got in the way there out of the trim. There we go, and discard that piece. So we've got 4 panels. So I'm going to try and lay these as I go. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can see those on there like so. So that's our 4 panels. Now we do need another 6x6 piece for the lid. These were, oh no, it's not 6.5, isn't it? That's a different one for a different layer combination. So I do need a piece that's going to be 6.5 square. So if I just cut this off here, 6.5 by 6.5, and that will make the piece for my centre of the lid. I'll bring that back over. So we've got 6 by 6, 6.5 by 6.5 on there. So that will match all of these coming down, all nice and neat and tidy. So that's that. So we've just got one more piece to do now, and that is the Designer Series paper. So I'm going to use this. This has had one strip taken off here for another box. And this is how much from the sheet gets left over. So you've got enough here to do another 2 columns of this. And just one column at decorative top layer is going to be 8.5 strip downwards. So 8.5 centimetres this is metric. So 8.5 at the top, 8.5 at the bottom, and that one strip will do our entire box. Okay, now you just need to be wary of a one directional on here, one directional layers. I've got a feeling that this one I would like to have that way, so I should have mentioned this at the front. So I'm just going to grab another piece of paper to show you what I mean. There are so many gorgeous papers in here that you can use all of them, and even the backs, the green dots on that one, you can use inside outside. So you've seen me use these several times. So I'm going to just turn this now and have my strip coming this way at 8.5. It's good that I did that just to point out the one directional. Okay. So this is now the direction we're going to have on the boxes. So we are going to do those at 6 centimetres, aren't we? Yes, we are. So 6 on there, and I'm going to place these on those panels as I go. So 6, 6, 6, 6. Then this piece should be big enough to do 6. There we go. Look, hardly any wastage. Look at that tiny little piece there. That's all we're wasting from the strip. I'm just going to bring that in a bit closer so you can see my measurements. Oops. Oh, not that far. Yeah. Yeah, come back a bit. There we go. So that's the tiny little bit of waste on that piece. And we're going to turn this one to make sure that we've got 6 centimetres here as well. So 6 by 6. And that's all we waste from that strip. And that's the piece for the top of my lid. So if I get rid of that, bring this on. If you hang on to the end, I'm going to be showing you some other samples as well. So these are all my layers laid out ready for you. So where are we? There we go. So I'm going to use my Tombow, and I might use my tweezers. And I'm just going to work through these, just putting all the layers on. You could gut the middle of this if you wanted to do something on there. You could. I'm not today. I'm just going to glue this down so we get a 3D project finished. Okay, it's not coming out there very fast. That it's not flowing too good. So I think that's coming to an end. Just get a nice even border all the way around the edge of that one. Then this one's coming on the top the same. There we go. So as this builds, you'll see it comes together really quickly. I just love the fact that it can be done out of one sheet of A4 plus a little bit for the lid. I used to do this from a 12-inch scrapbook page. Now the 12-inch card is now starting to come back with Stampin' Up. They are increasing their scrapbooking range, which is really good. But it's nice to be even more economical by taking it from one of the standard size sheets. I'll just put some glue on there, and one on there, and one on there. As I said in the intro, it just makes a cheap chocolate into much more expensive looking gift, much more inviting than just handing somebody. Over here they're about £1.50 in most places for the Terry's chocolate orange. Put that one on there. You know I tend to use my tweezers for everything. These are big pieces, so I could use these just with my fingers, but keeps my fingers out of the way and keeps them clean. So let's pop that on the back there. And there, down the middle. And this one's going in here. Okay. This one is a whoopsie-daisy as well. There, and we're nearly there with the lid. Just one more piece. So do these ones. Now, before I stick the pattern paper on, I'm just going to show you one thing with the directional on this one. So when you've got one directional paper, you need to think that when you build your box, it's just going to come together like so. When you build your box, your recipient is going to open this, and this is going to be the front. So this panel will be the front of your box here. Can't hold those together at the moment. I haven't got enough hands. So when that's sealed, this one's going to be your front. So when they open it, this one wants to be actually facing this one. So you want this to be the upright. These hearts have got kind of like a bottom to them. So that one's going upright and this one's coming this way upright. I hope that makes sense. So if you're making them in advance, it's easier if you're just decorating as you go. You can see as you build and build the whole thing complete. But when you're making them in advance and you want them flat packed, just need to bear that one in mind. I'm just going to wipe the bone folder over those to make sure they're secure, and we are ready to go. For the purposes of today, I am going to build this one completely. Okay, so I'm going to put that piece, the adhesive, on there. And I'm going to lay that flat and then bring this one over to meet it. You've got a chance to make sure that these edges here are flush. Okay, make sure it's nice and tight, and then just burnish down the edge there. I think I need to get some isopropanol on my bone folder here. Let's give that a clean. So there is my box, and this is going to come down and tuck in there in the flap there, and it's going to be perfect. So the bottom of this would then just tuck these in, stick that one underneath, glue on here, glue on there, and that would make our little box like so. So I'm just going to do that in slow motion for you. So I like to put the flaps out like so. I work out roughly with my fingers where this is going to overlap from. So here, you can see on the camera, I've got hold of that there. I know that this is the piece that's going to overlap. Okay, so I just come down there with some Tombow. Okay, and I'm going to make those overlap together. Okay, and we're going to just hold those. If you want to, you can put your hand just inside the box and just get them to take hold of each other, like so. Okay, you can turn it upside down, and you could take another Tombow with its lid on and just poke down on there, just press down on the inside. So it's nice and firm, and that's those two done and dusted. Okay, so then this one will come over and this one will come over as well. You'll notice I didn't taper any of these long pieces. I only tapered the little tiny flap where we put the adhesive on in the first place. So that's coming on there. This one's going to come on here. Okay, and stick that one down, and then turn it over again and use the bottom end of your Tombow and press that down nice and securely. Okay, so there is our little box starting to look like a nice gift. Okay, so that's actually ready to go. We're just going to decorate on the front here. That's a perfect fit. If your measurements are accurate, and I will stipulate if your measurements are accurate, that will have a lovely, nice, tight fit there, tight fit box. Okay, so we're just going to, with this being your opening, you might want to just leave that open. This is my front panel to decorate. So what I'm going to do is to take the, I can't find the stamp set. It's here. It's one of a kind. We had it out today. There it is. We had it out today. One of a kind. So this is a snowflake from this set. And we're also using this one here. Hope you have the merriest season ever. Okay, that's on there. You can see these are well stained. They've been used quite a bit. Now, I purchased the dies to go with this set. It's a small die set. It's only 2 dies. It comes in a lovely little tiny pocket instead of a big case. And the whole bundle, because there's dies with it, the whole bundle is £27. So you get a lot of, you don't often get a bundle for that price, but because there's only 2 dies, that's why. We're going to come back and use those in a sec, but we're just going to stamp this snowflake on a scrap of the basic beige card here. And I'm using basic beige ink, so it's tone on tone, but you'll see it's much darker. So you will see the detail on there. So just tap on there gently, stamp that one on there. These are good for mass production quickly, good quick gifts. So tone on tone, and you get quite a nice shade there. That one, and then this one is a Mossy Meadow, which is the card base we've used. We're just going to tap that on there nicely and pop that in the middle. It's upside down, but as long as get this straight as to which points you want at the top and bottom. I think I'd like a point that way instead of 2 at the top, so I'm just going to stamp that one in the center without getting my head in the way, hopefully for you. Just stamp that down. Okay, and it's looking really nice. So now I'm going to pop that through the mini cut and emboss machine, our little baby machine here. Take some snips and the big scissors. Just going to take a chunk out of that to pop it through the machine. Just going to wheel that through. It's going to come onto there and take that die, match it up on the top and the bottom. I can see those really clearly through there, so make sure that the side ones are in. If you aim for 2 opposites, and the side ones should just automatically fall into place. Make sure when you're happy, you'll normally have a couple of pieces of tape on there. The Scotch tape, so it's repositionable, so it doesn't peel the surface of the card off. Okay, and then that will just come out the back there like so. I think we're done. So just push that away from the card. That leaves that as a void, so I'll put that in the bin. That can go back for future. And then just pop this away out from the die like that, just pushing it away, and it comes out pristine and lovely. Okay, that's back in the case, so I won't lose it. And then behind this, we're actually going to put a circle. So I'm going to use this piece here. We were given the 1 3/4 punches to use in the training event as well, so that was quite handy to take one of those out. And then I've got some gems there in a sack to put on. And we've got this twine. Now this is all I've with the class today. This is all I've got left. Gold twisted thread. So it is on my shopping list. It's in the next order to go through. So this will be used up very quickly. Look, that's all I've got left on there. So I just need to cut a piece long enough, probably be the whole thing, a piece long enough to fold this in half. And I want to tie a double bow. Okay, so I'm just going to snip that in half, like so. And I'm going to just tie, as I do all my bows, I have a little bunny ear in that hand, and then use my index finger here and get another loop in that hand. Okay, and I'm going to crisscross those over and use this finger to push that through the middle. Okay, that is how I was taught to tie my shoelaces. So I've got 2 loose ends there and 2 loose ends there. You can pull the tails on those and smarten that up, get it how you like it. Make sure it's nice and tight when you finish. Okay, and you can slew those out so they're sort of like a double bow really. Just push those away. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave these little strands just loose, and I will trim the ends off later because they're all different ends on there. But I like that to be a little bit like so. So that's ready to place on here in a sec. So I'm going to use some foam pads. Don't tell me I put them away. Please don't tell me I put them away. I thought I'd been so good today. I'm going to have to jump up. Never mind. There we go. There's the dimensionals. So I'm going to put some of these on here. We're going to put the triangle on first. Because it's a 3D item, it's not a card that's going to go in the post. I'm quite generous with my 3D pads. I make sure it's got some dimension. If it's supposed to be 3D, it's going to have dimension. Okay, it's something you're going to give to somebody in person. So I'll put 3 of those on, and I'm just placing that in the centre. Roughly in the centre, like so. And then this one I'm going to put some dimensionals on again. And then peeling the back ends off as I go, because my trusted tweezers do help greatly. Okay, now this is where you're going to pick it up and make sure that your greeting is the correct way up. Okay, no Australians today, sorry. Much as I'd like to send you one down under, but we have them the right way up, and that's going to sit in the centre there. Okay, so we have this we're going to place on. We've also got our gold dots here. So these are the gold textured adhesive back dots. I've had to take a chunk out because I needed to send a set of the class instructions home with the other members today, so they could pass it on to one of their friends who couldn't make it today. So I'm just going to place one in the centre at the top, and then one in the centre at the bottom. Okay, they're really, really pretty. So those are in place, so that can go over there. Now this little glue dot, the bow, sorry. I should have got those at the same time, shouldn't I? I need some glue dots. Just some little jelly dots. Sorry, I need to get those as well. Okay. One of these will do. So our mini glue dots are on the inside of these rolls. So we just have to look along here until we find the next available dot. Okay, so there's one here. So I'm going to tear that off. I like to be able to use those freehand on the table. So I'm going to grab my tweezers or a pair of scissors, snips or something like that, and I'm going to roll this up into a little sausage, just pushing it along, and I've got a little sausage on that. You won't be able to see this on camera. And wherever you'd like to place that, so I'm just going to place that on the side there. Lift it off my tweezers gently, leaving the glue behind, and then the bow will just place simply over the top of that, like so. Okay, and I am gripping that really tightly. If it's flat on the table, I would use the bone folder and just push that into the little mini glue dot. They're quite a jelly substance, so if you can like sink the fibres in, that will look really good. Make sure it adheres fully. So all I'm going to do here, these are quite leggy pieces, So I quite like them being springy, but I do want to trim those off to be a sensible length. So like here, I'll trim them to the shortest length, and then roughly the same on the other side. Those pieces on the floor, they'll get vacuumed tomorrow, and then these will just float nicely. Okay, and there is your finished box. Get those out of the way so you can see that on the camera. There we go. So there is the box front, and then this is the opening there. You get them in New Zealand. Excellent. Sandra, you will remember when I made this with a 12-inch sheet of card, and I had, so 12 inches, I made it like a noughts and crosses board. So we 2 score lines that way and 2 score lines that way. The piece in the middle was the base of the box, and then the flaps came up. The lid was from one of the corners. The only thing was the lid was very tight on the top. I've lengthened it so it's a bit deeper to tuck in, so it doesn't jump out so easily. And it's more effective because cost effective because it's 1 A4 sheet and just the lid extra. So I do love doing it this way. So I promised you I was going to show you some more at the end, didn't I? So let's go some more with these papers. You will find that the lid might sag like this a little bit. Can you see that on the inside there? Until you get your chocolate inside. Okay, so this is one of the same papers. So I'm just going to line them all up for you. So that's the one I've done today. We've got, that's a different one of the papers. So that's another. This is with the other way round. So we've got the basic beige as the base. So these were the colours they were using at the event we went to. And then we've got another one here. Oh, that's the same as that one. So then we go on to the same but different. This is proving is the Terry's chocolate orange inside there. So I'm just going to bring the camera out a little bit because you need a little bit more space. Come on, out you come. Is that going inwards or outwards? Come on. It's not going to move. There we go. Oh, a long way out. Now you can see all my glues on in the way there, look. There we go. So move those along into the... Oh, look. It's got a mind of its own, hasn't it? Never mind. You've got the ink pads there, don't worry. This is the Terry's chocolate orange, okay? And you can see that it fits into there absolutely perfectly and closes the lid like so, and it's a lovely gift. This one's got the decorative trees bundle. It's been out of stock. Not sure if it's still in now or not, but I'm looking out for customers when that comes back into stock. But using the same paper, so we've got 2 different versions there. Exactly the same, but with different decoration on them. Okay, I love using the scraps with the white embossing powder onto the black scraps. Really, really good way of doing. And then I've gone to some different colours as well. I can't remember the name of this one. It's in the current mini catalogue. This is beautiful paper, really beautiful. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a splatter effect really. It's in multiple colours as well, but really, really nice. And I used a tag topper on here. I went around the outside here with a sponge dauber and my Versamark, and then put gold embossing powder on it, so it kind of gave it a little bit of an edge to it. Okay, and some different gems and the greeting on there as well. So that was a nice one to do. And this one was going to the brighter greens. This is Granny Apple Green, really bright. And I've just embossed the layers on here. So if you might be able to see if I tilt it to the camera. This has actually been embossed with the sky, the snowflake embossing folder. And then on the front, I've put a different size circle, done the trees again, and I've split the words up. So that was one stamp, and I've just made them into little bricks. And then I've put a black star on the top because it's black type. Okay, and that was one of the other papers in the Take a Bow designer series papers. They're 6x6s, and some of the glimmer paper as well. They look really good. So how many of these can I get on in sight here? That one, that one, that one, that one. What else have we got here? Going back to this paper on here, I've used another Take a Bow designer series paper, and I've done it with the real red base. Again, the lids do just sag sometimes until you've got your gift inside. So there is a nice little assortment. And this is with the red glimmer again, similar to this one. May your days be merry. Okay, may your days be merry. I could put those together and those ones are separated. So there's kind of a nice little selection there. If I could come around and get that just zoomed in a little bit more. Bring you back in if it doesn't jump. There you go, I just want those on the screen together. It's not going to, is it? It's delayed there, but never mind. Take those out of the way. Okay, and you get the drift. Okay, so if I leave all of those on there, it's going to give you lots of inspiration on ideas as to how you can decorate those boxes. Like I said, if you keep them flat packed, you will be able to make them and keep them flat. The only thing you don't do is attach all the bottoms of the boxes together. So you can fully decorate them, ready to go, and have them in your stash. And then when you need to give someone a quick gift, you've just got to buy the chocolate and stick it inside. Okay, absolutely, Leslie, of course you can. And it's good to know that you've got the chocolates in New Zealand. I'm pretty sure that they're global. Mine might not be, I'm not sure. But if not, we've got suitable for a candle. You could put a candle inside them quite easily. This is, yeah, that's another one, the other design. And this one, you could put a candle in there. You could put a jar of jam. Just use your imagination. You could even put a pair of socks in there, some jewellery and a bracelet or something like that wrapped in tissue. Just use your imagination. So much you could do with those. Lots of ideas. Okay, so add that one to the pattern as well. So Australia, Sydney, Australia. Jeanette, just let us know whether you've got Terry's chocolate oranges over there in Australia. And Joy, are you still on here? Joy, have you got them in America? That would just help me know whether, when I show people, whether they've got them or not. Really lovely little project. And you've seen, where are we on time-wise? 40 minutes. So that's not bad going. And that was cutting it all from scratch. Come to Helen's. Yes, I am. I am, Leslie. I can bring it there. I can bring the paper copy to you. I'll see you on the 18th. Absolutely. So I'll sort that out. We'll see it in the comments if the others have just shared where they are in the globe, whether they've got Terry's chocolate oranges. But use your imagination, like I said. So I hope you've enjoyed that today. I love making these boxes. I make so many of them. There's always a use for a Terry's chocolate orange box. Okay, so I'm going to bring the box, take that off and bring that back to me. There we go. And yes, where are we? We are the pinch punch on the first of the month. I had a class that was gone 12 o'clock before I remembered that one. But anyway, lots to do before Christmas, haven't we? So carry on with your Christmas plans. I hope this box has helped you and you can quickly make some little gift boxes to put some extra little gifts under the tree, or teacher appreciation gifts, or yeah, just work colleagues, secret Santas, all sorts. Joy's going to have a look. Just pop back and pop in the thread for me so I'll catch up later if you find that they do them. That's lovely. Okie doke, I will say cheerio. I will sign off and I will see you on Wednesday. And we didn't have any interruptions, phone calls today, did we, on my overhead camera? So that was good. So I will see you Wednesday and another festive something for you. Okay, taddy bye.